Hi, I'm Darfinaga, I represent Psytrance Plugins, and today I'm going to play a little bit with Samplur PROSAMPLE. Samplur PROSAMPLE, it's a wave player and an SF2 player. You can use the wave, you can load the wave files using this button right here. It has a lot of, the sound bank has a lot of sounds. The sound bank is given when you acquire Samplur PROSAMPLE. It doesn't come along with a demo. You also have the SF2 player that also brings a very cool sound bank. It is also given when you acquire Samplur PROSAMPLE. So you can use the wave and the SF2 or both at the same time. Okay, so the wave and the SF2, they have this right here that says min key and max key. This defines which key of the piano roll will play the sampler. So if you set this to 31, from key 31 to 127 plays the wave. If you set this, for example, 0 to 31, the SF2 is played from minimum key 0, maximum key 31. So this is very cool because you can separate the sounds in the piano roll or MIDI controller. Well, the wave player has a waveform display. The SF2 doesn't has that. It has a waveform display with markers start and end. Invert the markers to reverse your sample. Okay, you have the loop function, which is very cool for Psytrance because you can do this, and this is very cool. You hit loop, then you narrow the start and end adjustment, and it's a nice sound for Psytrance. Creates a very nice sound for Psytrance music production. Okay, so you have the pitch, the tune control, the find knob. You have two envelopes, the amp envelope and the filter envelope. To use the filter envelope, you have to turn it on off using this button. This will affect filter 1, that is this one right here. If you do not click on off, it will not affect the filter. You have a state variable filter with low pass, high pass, band pass and band reject. 2 stages. You have an extra filter, a cork filter with cutoff, resonance and saturation. In this side you have the envelopes or the LFOs. You have 6. You can connect it to the cut of this filter right here, to the resonance of this filter right here, to the pitch, to the attack, to the release of the gator and to the pan. Each of these LFOs, you can flip them horizontal, vertically, lock X so that the dots do not go to the sides. You have a reset button. Use the on button to activate them. Each of them has a different on button. One important thing, you can also load and save waveforms. You have the waveform list right here. You have the speed, the curve that can be 1, it's linear, and 2, it's spline. Okay, so double click to create point, double click to reset point. You can load and save waveforms. Notice one thing: when you create a waveform, you must save it somewhere and then load it back. Because of this, now I have created this waveform right here, and now I close the VST, and when I reopen the VST, the waveform disappeared. It became ramp again. So each time you make a waveform, please save it to use in other projects. Please save it so you can connect to the cut, resonance, pitch, attack, release and pan. Okay, there's a sequencer and a gator. You have both sequencer and gator. the sequencer is used for shots, and the gator is used for infinite samples. For example, right here in the SCF2 we have a bank that says infinite leads. So these are samples that do not stop, they will continue playing while you have the key pressed. So I'm going to play it. Okay, now I'm going to use the gator. You can select the gator or the sequencer using this button right here. Like this is sequencer, like this is gator. So I'm going to connect the gator. Okay, this is the gator. You have 32 steps, speed control, pulse, swing, and release. Notice that this release also works with the release LFO or envelope. So you also have a random button. You to go to sequencer and you can sequence the wave sample. So you like this. This is how we do in Reaper, so we just press play. Okay, this is the sequencer. It's playing the wave file. Okay, so one thing we do in Reaper is to right click here, select record output, output stereo, and then when you press record, it will record the sound. Okay, so you have the sound recorded. The random button randomizes the gate and the sequencer at the same time, but with different settings. So if you click randomize, the gate is randomized like this, and the sequencer is randomized like this. If you click again random, the sequencer is like this, and the gator is like this. So you also have a very cool ARP with 32 steps. You can use the octaves and the tune or note. To set it on, use this button right here. You have the speed, the number of steps, direction, and random button. So you can randomize the ARP using the random button. So here we go. Okay, let's see how it sounds now. Okay, and with the sequencer, let's try a waveform. Okay, this probably is cool with one of the effects we provide: stereo delay with high pass filter, distortion, chorus, reverb with high pass filter. So let's try a delay and a reverb to see what happens. Much better. Well, it has some low keys here that you can turn off manually. You can turn this off manually. Let's see how it sounds now. Yeah, looks good. Well, there it is. This that I was talking about is a very cool feature. You hit loop and you narrow the markers, and it might be a good thing for Psytrance plugins, right? Let's turn off the FX to see. Okay, you can control this with the pulse. Okay, you can control with the pulse, the swing, and the release right here of the gator, which is very cool. So let's try another approach. Let's try with a different synth. With the harp. Well, this is something you can do with Samplur PROSAMPLE. The plugin brings a very cool sound bank. It brings 99 synth samples or waveforms or samples, and the SF2 brings two sound banks. One is SF2 on drums, and you can load drums for the SF2, and the other is the SF2 sound bank that has a dirty vintage bass boss that are bass sounds, dirty vintage that are vintage sounds, guitar bloom, it's a set of guitars, infinite leads, it's a bank of infinite leads, rave shots and small shots. Okay, so this, you have a lot to explore. This is awesome. Take this out. Okay, this is cool. This is not what we use in Psytrance, but it's also good for other music production. Let's try some rave shots. Okay, all of these are cool. Okay, so this is the plugin. Buy it at psytranceplugins.com. We are also selling at kvraudio.com. They have an excellent marketplace. The plugin cost is $20. Sometimes it's in promotion of 50%. So enjoy. Thank you for watching. See you next time.